Hello, my name is Catherine. Welcome to my channel, Oracle Intuitions. This is your energy reading for the week of September 7th to the 14th. We're going to be looking into the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships with the closing message from the universe. All of the timestamps for each sign are going to be down below in the description box for those of you that don't want to watch the whole video. I also have links to my Facebook, my Instagram, and my website for those of you that are seeking a personal reading. And I also just wanted to let you know all the orgonites that you do see in my videos are made by me. If you're interested in purchasing or maybe having something custom made, by all means, please send me a message. Probably through my Facebook is the best way to reach me. Thank you so much. Oh, and also please, guys, I just wanted to thank you, to those who have subscribed to my videos. It truly means a lot to me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because it does allow me to provide more free content. It does, help with the algorithm on YouTube. It does push you up there so more people have the opportunity to see your videos. And please click like, please share, please subscribe. Thanks so much and have an amazing week, everybody. Capricorn, welcome to your reading for September 7th to the 14th. We're looking into the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships with a closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings. They may not resonate with everyone, and that's okay. Also check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. And I am putting a link which is not associated with me in any way, shape, or form down below in the description box for those that are interested in checking to see what their other, possible signs are, what your moon sign is if you don't know, or what your ascendant is, or what your rising is, what your Venus is. So that link is going to be below in the description box. And let's begin. And also, please remember, if this reading does resonate with you, please click like, please share, and please subscribe to my channel. It's greatly appreciated. So let's get started. Okay, so we're looking into Capricorn for this. Having some trouble shuffling there. Okay, for September 7th to the 14th. Let's see what is coming through. And I'm hearing one more. Okay, there we go. All right, for the mind, we have the King of Swords. For body, we have the Seven of Swords. Interesting. And for the spirit, we have the Nine of Cups. What I'm getting here is that you guys have worked really hard to achieve some sort of accomplishment in some way. So whether this resonates with work, relationships, whatever aspect it is within your life, I feel that spirit is saying that your work, your hard work, what you felt that you may possibly had to defend yourself towards. Now, when we talk about defending, that doesn't need to be actual defense. Okay, for some of you that might resonate, but when we talk about defending, it's basically, this could be within yourself, like pushing yourself harder to achieve something. This also could be removing, working on that element of, because we have this King of Swords in here. So what I'm getting is that for some of you, you may have worked really hard to remove an element of emotional, an emotional aspect from the situation. So it feels like you've just trudged ahead, even though things may have come up that may have emotionally affected you in some way. What I'm getting here is that you've also worked really hard with that King of Swords to defend yourself from yourself. So a lot of times what can happen is, let's say we're moving towards a particular goal, towards a particular manifestation, whatever it is that we're trying to achieve. Sometimes we allow emotion to get in the way. All right. We allow ourselves to get trapped in an emotional downfall, or even perhaps maybe feeding off of our own ego. All right. So sometimes things are going really well for us, and we tend to get a little bit, what's the word? High on ourselves. Like we're the best. We're, look at how great I am. And those are good aspects to have. However, if we put ourselves ahead of other people, what can happen is that sometimes we start to have to defend ourselves, okay? Sometimes our brain will play havoc with that. And what can happen is we eventually end up in some sort of our own downfall. So what it's basically saying is, yes, it's good to acknowledge your accomplishments, but at the same time, when we have an attitude or a behavior that is above others in some way, it's like nobody can do this better. I'm the best at what I do. Again, that's a good aspect to draw in if you're trying to achieve somebody. But when it is a mindset that you're getting stuck in, what happens is usually we can, you can see how he's defending himself on a cliff. Sometimes we actually get pushed off that cliff. Right? Spirit comes in and says, look at your ego is getting in the way. Poof, here you go. On the other hand, all right, sometimes emotional things come through that will prevent us from moving forward, and we feel that we may have to defend ourselves towards them. So this could be a disappointment in some way, or maybe one aspect of your life is going great, but there's some sort of emotional aspect that's happening at the same time, and that can actually start affecting the aspect that is going good in our lives. So what I'm getting here is that for some of you, either about to come or what has already happened, is that you're in a place where you're able to block off the emotional distractions that could possibly be coming through. All right. Now, what Spirit is saying here with this Nine of Cups is, however, this has related to you in whatever aspect this has related to you, your work is being acknowledged. You are on the way to receiving that Nine of Cups. All right. So if this is something that is about to come through this week, if you find yourself in a place where you're allowing your emotions to take the better of you and you feel that maybe, you have to close yourself down, what I get is that you may have to emotionally close down towards one particular aspect. Don't let one aspect affect another aspect. Allow yourself to block yourself. Allow yourself to defend yourself at that particular time. Now, and again, because that is going to be leading to that Nine of Cups. Now, if it's the opposite, where you find yourself getting kind of a big head, or, your ego is, severely growing, where you're at that place where, like I said, nobody can do better than me, or I'm the best, or however it is, you may find yourself in a place where you might have to defend yourself against others, or even possibly your own ego. So again, remove that emotional aspect. It is good to have that ego, and please don't ever think that I'm telling you to not think the best of yourself. Absolutely, you should. But when we go into that place, and I've had to deal with readers that are like that, where they're not seeing other sides. When I'm doing readings, I see long term. I go with what Spirit tells me. You have to remove your ego. And I've encountered readers that are just so stuck on their own ego. It's like, no, what I said is always right. No, there's no other, way to look at it. I see that this is not going to work out, or whatever it is. And we have to remove that as a reader, or even whatever it is, whatever, field we're in. It's good to have that confidence within yourself. But when our ego gets too high, we tend to have to defend ourselves, either from ourselves or from others. And that's a little knock from Spirit saying, look, you know what? There's 7 billion people in the world. It's good that you have this confidence and have that strength within yourself. But, other people are, in your category. They're on your level as well. And you need to acknowledge them in order to rise higher within your field as well. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. But either way, whatever aspect it is, Spirit is saying here that they're helping you, they're supporting you, they're coming in, and they're helping you accomplish some sort of dream. I feel these as lessons that could be possibly coming through this week, or maybe that you've already tackled or have experienced, in the past coming through. But what this is saying is, Spirit is saying, good job. Okay, we are helping you move forward to whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish at this moment. So let's get some clarifying cards and see what's coming in. And see if Spirit can gives us a little bit more insight to this. Okay. I'm also hearing that for some, this also even could do with relationships. Okay. Sometimes when we get too high, where we think that we don't, this is what I'm hearing for Spirit, so it's not going to resonate for all of you. I feel this could be a specific message for some. Take it whatever aspect it is. Sometimes when we're in relationships, we get to a point where we feel we don't need to do the work. Okay, we're sort of in this place where we're thinking everything's fine. I'm just going to go about and do me. There's nothing that can come in and break this relationship. And then boom. Okay, we've allowed our ego to prevent us from working as a duo within a relationship. Now that could be you, could be somebody else. But so what I'm hearing is to take a look around and see if there's something that you may possibly need to take another look at, even within relationships. What place are you in? What do you need? Do you need to maybe possibly give some more compassion, some more love, open up a little bit, whatever it is. Maybe even ask your partner, are you okay? So again, I feel like that is going to be, for specific people. But, if that does relate to you, what I'm getting from Spirit here is with that Nine of Cups is that things will, because of that action, because of in some way removing the ego, will help that relationship. Okay. We got the Giraffe, aspire to higher knowledge and wisdom. I love it because we have also that King of Swords. So, that King of Swords, he's all about wisdom. He's about knowledge. He's about, there is that unemotional attachment to it. He can look at things in a very wise, knowledgeable way, but he removes the emotion in some manner. So, what I'm getting here is that's exactly what this draft is talking about, okay? I do feel that you may need to look at something in an unemotional way as opposed to getting caught in some sort of emotional whirlwind throughout this week. It's like, just take a step back, look at it with knowledge, look at it with wisdom. Are you reacting with emotion? Or are you reacting in a logical way towards something? Okay. The dog. Be disciplined in your home and community life. This has to go sort of what I was saying in regards to relationships. I am feeling that for some of you, there may be an aspect where, because it's talking about being disciplined in your home. So for some of you, maybe take a look around and see, have I been contributing enough? Have I been putting enough effort towards, this partnership in some way? This is for those of you that are in relationships, or maybe there's a relationship around you. Relationships don't need to be romantic. They can be friends, family, and coworkers. Just take a look around. This even could be roommates, right? This even could be a roommate. However it resonates with you. But I do feel that maybe for some of you, you need to take a look around and go, okay, have I been contributing enough? Have I been putting in enough? Has this other person been contributing enough? Have they been putting in enough? Maybe this is some sort of aspect that needs to be taken a look at. But again, to approach it in an unemotional way. And that's basically just being diplomatic, speaking from the heart, which doesn't have to involve emotion, okay? Doesn't mean go after somebody. It's basically saying, this is what I've noticed. Let's work better together. I'm going to contribute more. I need you to contribute more. Whatever it is, okay? So it's speaking from the heart with that knowledge and wisdom, because we know logically that speaking from the heart is going to help clear situations. But that doesn't mean speaking emotionally. Speaking emotionally is like, how dare you, or you hurt me, or in those sort of terms, right? So there's that difference going on. The guinea pig, do your part to illuminate the universe. This is beautiful cards. I feel like for some of you, you might be really working towards a goal. It might even possibly be a goal that is going to help people in some manner. Now, no matter what your job is, if you're working with the public, I feel that maybe this is giving you that opportunity as you're working with them, or this again could be co-workers, it could be friends, maybe some of you, have a YouTube channel or some sort of platform. I feel like this is a time where you can get your message across towards whatever it is, or illuminate throughout your work. So let's say, for instance, you're dealing with the public. I feel that your attitude throughout this week could very much illuminate and help others, help that community. All right, that's what I keep getting. It's like that wisdom and knowledge. Speak clearly, speak freely, but speak openly and speak directly, but in a way that is going to help illuminate others. Again, it might be a matter of sort of taking out that strong emotion. It's like saying, I truly appreciate you as a person, but it's not breaking down into tears. I hope that made sense. Okay. Hyena. Dare to be different. Love it. The turtle. Be joyful and trusting. And we have the ladybird. Accept happiness and good fortune. Again, I feel like there's some sort of element of remove. Now, when I'm talking about removing emotion, maybe that's what I need to explain. It's like removing drama. Okay, don't approach something in a way of drama in some manner. All right, whether it's speaking angrily, or speaking with tears, or just being overly jubilant, but in a way that is not true, because I'm getting a lot of truth coming through here. It's like, speak from the heart, be truthful, but again, not bringing in drama, because that King of Swords, he really doesn't like drama. He's a very non-drama type of person. He just says what he has to say. There's no drama involved in it. Right? He can speak from the heart, he can speak clearly, but removing that, again, that overly emotional element. He's not a drama type of person. And I feel that might be what Spirit is asking you to do this week. And it might be checking yourself. That defense might be coming in to ask you to check yourself. How are you reacting to a situation? How are you reacting to an issue? How are you reacting towards other people? I feel like this might be bringing you to some sort of different height within whatever it is that you're trying to manifest or trying to bring in. It almost feels like, learn this in order to advance to the next step, is what I'm getting. So whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, or whatever it is that your goal is, it feels like this is a learning lesson coming through to teach you something in regards to this in order to advance you. It almost feels like the next step is going to help bring you closer to this Nine of Cups, this wish is fulfilled. All right. So it's almost like you have to learn how to do this in order to start achieving this. So take a look around you. Again, that Seven of Swords, it's like, really, is there something that you need to check yourself with? Is there something that you have to look at the way you react to others, or possibly even react emotionally inside of yourself? Again, removing that drama. We have the bat, see through illusion into truth. This is exactly what I was talking about. It's like seeing things, on a different aspect, on a different level, a different perspective. And again, checking yourself on the inside and going, okay, what is it that I need to remove? How do I react to this sort of situations? If somebody says this to me, what is my internal response to that? Do I need to remove that? Do I need to look at it more with that knowledge and wisdom, as opposed to some sort of dramatic way, whether on the inside or the outside? Because learning this process is going to bring about this happiness, good fortune. Okay, be joyful and trusting. So again, look at yourself and going, am I being trusting toward this situation? Am I reacting in this situation in some sort of dramatic way, instead of just trusting the situation, trusting my instincts, of that awareness, that knowledge that's coming through? We have the rhinoceros, be strong and courageous. Yeah. and the wolf. Be independent, but work together. And I love that, because that's kind of what I was feeling as well. It's that having, it's that, especially for those that are in relationships, this could very well have to do with them, but it also could do with those that are seeking relationships. So what I'm getting here is, one of the things that we tend to do, or that we tend to involve ourselves with, is things like I'm just trying to put it into words. It's, you have to have your independence. You have to be an individual person. And I feel like that could be also for some of you, that's where that removing that drama is coming from. Because if you're not being an individual within yourself, your own strength, checking yourself at the door, checking your own emotions, checking, how am I responding to this? Sometimes we tend to be codependent, right? And if somebody is reacting in another way because of the fact that they might have more independence emotionally or on the inside, we tend, we can possibly go into more of a dramatic situation. So what I'm getting here is, again, check yourself, be independent, look inside of yourself, as opposed to just reacting to whatever is going around you, whether this is with a partner, whether this, co-worker, friends, family, whatever it is. And this even could be within yourself, right? How do I work independently with myself, rather than taking an emotional stance to an external circumstance? Okay, I hope that made sense. But either way, throughout this week, whatever lesson it is that needs to come through, or whatever lesson that it is that you're learning at this time, I do feel that it is bringing you closer to this Nine of Cups. It is that one step closer in order to achieving that wish that you've been desiring, or that goal that you've been manifesting, right? So let's take a look at relationships and see what's coming through for those right now. So relationships for Capricorn for this upcoming week. September 7th to the 14th for Capricorn relationships. All right. Relationships. We have coffin. All right. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. You know what? This is almost exactly what I felt when we were doing the mind, body, and soul, when we were just looking at that last segment. This is exactly what I'm feeling. It's like an ending, not towards a relationship, not to, that might resonate with some of you, and that's, take it as it is. But what I'm getting here, it's like you're liberating yourself from some sort of, again, that emotional drama. Whether this is inside of yourself, whether it's externally, you might be liberating yourself from somebody else's emotional drama. You might be closing yourself off and going, look, I don't need to deal with your junk, right? You want to be drama, you go be drama over there. Right? Be independent, but work together. And that's what I feel. You might even have to have some sort of communication with somebody in regards to this, but I feel like something is ending. I feel it more not as an ending within a relationship, although again, take that as it resonates. But I do feel there's maybe particularly an ending towards some sort of issue or situation, or something that is emotionally drawing you away, or making you feel that you have to defend yourself in some manner. We have the cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. So again, it feels like for some of you, you might be hanging on to old crap that is no longer necessary to hang on to. If you get caught in a drama, whether this is within inside of yourself, or within some, because somebody does something, maybe it triggers something inside of you, whatever it is, what you need to do is really look at it and go, okay, look at, am I drawing stuff in from the past that I truly don't need? Am I just making things worse because of my own
mindset that's caught in a dramatic result, like ending. Okay, am I looking at this with drama, or am I actually looking at this with wisdom and knowledge? What am I hanging on to? And I feel that for some of you, this is going to be very relevant throughout this week. So really take a look at it. It might be things that you need to remove in order to end your own behavior towards relationships in some way. We've also got abundance. So it's funny because we had that 9 of Cups coming through. So it feels like, Spirit is really saying to you, remove this, really work on this week in order to bring in abundance. Keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude, bliss. Like, you can't be any more clear than this. This is what Spirit is telling you. For whatever reason, there is something old that is no longer necessary within, I believe, for many of you, this is within yourself. Now, if it has to do with somebody around you, then take it as it resonates. You may have to take that step forward in order to remove that aspect, whether it's actually removing the person or taking a step back or being very upfront about it, or approach it in an unemotional way that it's not going to cause more drama, but be very clear with that knowledge and that wisdom coming through, because through this process, it is going to lead us to some sort of 9 of Cups moment, that abundance, that manifestation that is coming through. I feel like this is going to be a very important lesson for you. All right, so let's get some quick clarifying cards and see what's coming through. 3 of Pentacles. So the 3 of Pentacles is about collaboration, a cooperation. So this very much might have to do with working with your partner or whoever it is that this is relating to. This 3 of Pentacles, it talks about, really collaborating, having that, it's almost like, it does have to sometimes do with contracts. You can see her really checking a contract in some way. Now, this doesn't need to be an actual contract, okay? It doesn't need to be an actual piece of paper, but it is sort of a soul contract, right? Because when we work out this issue, we're really ascending ourselves, but we're also ascending that other person. This might be a contract that you both need to settle, or you need to go through in order to ascend, in order to receive that abundance. It feels like for me, it almost feels like she's going to throw that contract, like this karmic, which, this could be a karmic situation in some way. It almost feels like she's going to probably like throw it into the fire, and this is just for this situation, but that's what I'm getting. It's almost like, okay, we've worked this out. I've worked out my drama. You've worked out your drama. We're having different mindsets now. Let's move forward. And if it doesn't involve another person, this could be just within yourself. So relationships can be with ourselves. So take a look, because it feels like there's some sort of karmic ending to something that needs to happen in order to receive this abundance. We've also got that Page of Wands. So it brings about new creativity. It starts the new, it starts some sort of new aspect to moving forward. When we have this Page of Wands comes in, it's like that spark, that idea. It almost opens up a door in order to receive something new. It's the beginning of. So this is going to bring about the beginning of a new change, a new, something new. I'm not thinking of the word right now, and it's probably right there on the tip of my tongue, but that 2 of Swords energy. I do feel that this might be a time, it talks about being stagnant. So I feel that with that Page of Wands coming through, because this is new, it might put you into a little bit of like a head in the heart. Okay, when I look at that 2 of Swords, sometimes I feel it's like a head and heart sort of thing. So again, get out of your head, maybe move into that heart center. What is it that you really want to love? What it is that you're desiring? Removing that drama might actually bring you out of a stage of being stagnant in some way and allowing you to follow your heart towards abundance. That's the other thing that I'm hearing, because sometimes we need to have these lessons, right? We need to have these lessons because they open up those other doors. And that's what I'm feeling with this Page of Wands. It's moving, it's somehow removing a stage of stagnancy, or a stage of maybe repeating in some manner in order to receive this abundance. this new thing coming through, whatever it is that you've been desiring or manifesting. I feel like this is wanting to appear, but this other thing needs to be dealt with first. So let's take a look into, let's get a closing message from the universe and see what's coming through for this week. So we're looking into a closing message from the universe for Capricorn for September 7th, whoopsie, to the 14th. Let's see what's coming through. September 7th to the 14th. September 7th to the 14th for Capricorn. Solitude, yeah. In silence, peace prevails. It almost feels like what you're doing this week is, we had that Seven of Wands energy. And it's like defending yourself. You might have to go into yourself, really look into areas that have been, I guess, more dramatic, or maybe areas where you've allowed some sort of drama to come through, or maybe areas where you've reacted in an emotional way. And I feel like going through this and going through that process and allowing it to release is going to bring about a new awareness towards whatever it is. And it says taking shelter. The answer. Can't make this up, guys. There you go. The answers are within. You need to go within yourself and maybe just take a look at ways that you've reacted to situations in the past. See if there's a change that you can bring about. See if there is something that you can look at and go, okay, you know what? I understand where things may have, where I may have taken a more dramatic turn towards something. I need to approach something with that King of Swords energy, where it's not removing complete emotion. It's removing the drama, okay, and approaching something in a more wise and knowledgeable way. It's approaching something with our hearts as opposed to emotion. All right, so that's what I get for you guys, Capricorn. I truly hope this has helped. If this reading has resonated with you, please click like, please share, please comment below, because I love to hear how this may have, helped you or resonated with you in some manner. And please subscribe to my channel. Take care. Have an amazing week. Bye-bye. Virgo, welcome to your weekly reading for September 7th to the 14th. We're taking a look into the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships, with the closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings. They may not resonate with everyone, but also check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs as well. I am putting a link which is not associated with me in any way, shape, or form down below in the description box for those of you that do wish to check, or if you don't know your other signs, right? If you want to check your moon sign, you want to check your rising, ascendants, different houses, all of that. So that is something that you can take a look at. All right, so let's get a message for Virgo for this upcoming week. Let's see what is coming through. I am a little bit sniffly today, so I apologize if my voice tends to crack. All right. And it's only because of the cold. We've got really cold here overnight. And I think that temperature change has affected me. So for the mind, we have the Emperor, beautiful card. For the body, we have that Page of Wands coming through. And we have the Eight of Swords for spirit. So what I'm getting here, guys, now of course we're going to get some clarification, or that Eight of Wands coming through. I feel when we have our mind within the Emperor, so this is internally, I feel like you're in a place where you've taken control of your own thoughts, maybe possibly your own behavior, your own mindset. So when that Emperor comes in, what I'm getting here, but I am receiving a message saying you might be a little bit too harsh, Okay, there might be a little bit of closed-mindedness that is coming through here with that Emperor, because he is very dominant. So he's like, boom, no, nothing else is coming through. This is the way it is. Like, so it's been said, so it has been done. This is the way it is. But we have this Page of Wands that is also coming through. And when that Page of Wands is appearing, this is about new creativity, new openness, a new beginning towards something. So I do feel that for some of you, so this is going to relate. And I feel like there's a couple of different aspects of, or different ways of looking at this. So I feel that for some of you, you might need to open your mind a little bit. Okay, it feels like you might be possibly shutting something down, or not allowing yourself to look at it from a different perspective. With this Page of Wands coming through, I do feel that it's trying to bring something through. And once this Emperor sort of lowers his guard, all right, lowers that guard and sees something in a different way or a different manner, that's when things start really flying. That's when things really start coming through. So this Eight of Wands, it can represent something coming very fast. It can even represent, Cupid's arrows. So for some of you, that might have something to do with it. It also can just represent a quicker aspect towards a situation. If what I'm getting is that Spirit is saying, allow a little bit of openness in here, because I feel externally, when we've got the body, this is external. So circumstances going on around us, it feels like something new is trying to come through, but you might be in this mindset where you're just like, nope, I'm not seeing anything. I've already been there, done that. This is the way it is, whatever. Like it's like you're a little closed off with this Emperor. It's like he's standing guard, right? He's standing guard towards the mind and not allowing whatever this is. It's trying to peek through. But once you let it come through, things really start opening up. Things start flying. Things start moving towards whatever it is. This could be even something brand new. Okay, again, in whatever aspect that you might be looking at. It might be a new job, maybe a new relationship, maybe a change within a relationship, but it feels like you need to let your guard down a little bit. This Emperor, he's very controlling, right? He can be very dominant. He can also be, he does have aspects of being compassionate, but what I'm getting here, it's almost like you're saying, yeah, I understand your position, but I'm still at a no. Okay, I understand, but no. And I just keep getting, there has to be just some sort of new perspective. It doesn't mean that you have to let anybody stomp on you. It doesn't mean that you have to release your own boundaries or your own, that you don't have to settle for anything that's not within your core self. But what I'm getting here is it really? Okay, so just take another look at it, or take another look towards something. Or maybe you haven't quite seen because you've been stuck in some sort of mindset for a while. Maybe you're not seeing something new that wants to come through. And again, this could be, in whatever aspect, relationships, career, however it relates to you. But I feel like something's trying to come through. Okay, trying to come through. And if he just lets down his guard, he removes this wand. It's almost like the two of them are like in a little bit of a battle here with these two wands, right? This page is trying to come through and this Emperor is like, no. So take a look and just see, because whatever this is, once there's a little bit of openness, it's almost like if this page was standing in front of his father, okay? If I take a look at this, because pages can be young, they can also represent younger. But what I'm getting here is it's almost as though this page is about to stand in front of his father presenting an idea. And this Emperor, because it can represent a male dominant, right? Or it doesn't need to be male, but it can be like that, that dominant head of house. And it feels like this page wanting to come through and saying, hey, I've got this idea, Dad. What do you think about this? And the father's just like, no, every other idea that you've had, hasn't worked out, or I don't agree with this, or this isn't within our way of life, or it's not our tradition. That might even have something to do with it. So no. But what I'm getting here is this page might be have a really, really good idea, and it wants to present it. It wants to present it in some aspect towards this emperor. Okay, now this could be a mother-daughter relationship. It doesn't need to be male, okay, even though they are represented by masculine energies. It can be a feminine aspect, so take it as it resonates with you. But what I'm getting here is like, yeah, there's something coming through. And again, it doesn't even need to be in the form of actual people. It can be just an idea that is trying to present itself to you within your mind or within your mindset, but you're just closing it down because of whatever reason. Okay, so that's something that you need to take a look at. But again, as this emperor opens up, okay, and removes that wand and kind of says, okay, look, I'll listen. I'm still, it doesn't mean that you can't keep your guard up, but it means just listen or allow. Receive the messages. That's what I also get. Receive the message of what is coming through. Allow yourself to at least hear it. That's when it really starts opening up some doors. Things can start to fly. Things can start to open. These broomsticks are going like through this open window. It's like that window opened and allowed them through all of a sudden. So let's get some clarifying cards and see what's coming through for you this week. Beautiful energy though, because it feels like there's a change, but you have to allow the change, right? You have to receive that change. You have to allow yourself to open up to it. And the roles can be reversed here too. Okay, it might be you that is trying to present something to somebody. Maybe they're closed off, and that might be an energy that you have to ask them just to say, we might just have to say to them, look, would you just listen? That's all I'm asking of you. If you don't agree with it, hey, it is what it is. But I really feel that this idea or whatever it is that you're trying, again, this is going to resonate with only some of you, but whatever it is that you're trying to present, it might be a way of communicating it in order to open that door. Okay, so take a look at the way you're communicating something, or listen to the way somebody's communicating something, or allow something to, open up and start moving that energy, because that Eight of Wands is very much about, moving energy. For some of you, it may even possibly, represent a trip, or it may represent flying, or it may represent, even a relocation of some sort. But what I'm getting here is that there's a movement forward in some manner. So we have the sheep. Act with fortitude and cooperation. I can't make this up, guys. Like, seriously, Spirit says what he wants to say, right? Spirit says what they want to say. And Spirit is coming through saying, yeah, there has to be some sort of cooperation. This could be within yourself, cooperating with yourself. Instead of being closed-minded, open your mind and allow this new idea. But act with, again, cooperation in some manner. We have the Cow, gives with unconditional love and grace. Beautiful card. And I do feel the back, see through illusion into truth. Yeah. When we allow that unconditional love, that unconditional grace, whether it's to ourselves or with another person, again, it does help move energy. What it does is it helps remove some sort of illusion into a truth. So if you're in this Emperor mindset, what can happen is we get so closed down that it actually is becoming an illusion as opposed to the truth. And I feel like with this Page of Wands, he's trying to bring something in, right? But something is being blocked in here. Something is being blocked. So you need to allow this to open up. That illusion, that moon is like things that are underneath, right? And we've actually got two moons that are going on in here with the sun. And it's interesting because I feel like something is underneath that you're not quite seeing. And you have to open that mindset in order to allow what is hidden to come through, to allow yourself to see the truth behind something, or allow yourself the truth of, even just receiving new messages that are wanting to come your way. We have the Butterfly. Be ready to be ready to transform with wisdom. Exactly. That's exactly what it's trying to do. It's trying to transform you in some manner. opening up this, allowing this new energy, this new creativity, this new whatever it is, it allows you to transform. We have the shark. Lead as a powerful and peaceful warrior. Yeah, it's interesting because that emperor, again, I do feel like this is almost like a very much an emperor card, but what I'm getting here is that the emperor can be very powerful, but there needs to be, power and peace don't need to clash. Power and peace, can very much correspond with each other. They can collaborate with each other, right? Just because you're peaceful doesn't mean that you're not powerful. In fact, sometimes peace is more powerful than aggression, right? So take that as it resonates as well. We've also got the monkey. Experience all that life has to offer. Yeah, because when we're closed down, okay, when we're in this place of maybe possibly aggression or closed-mindedness, we're not allowing these new experiences. And that's what I feel that needs to come through, or what is wanting to come through. And again, there might be some sort of movement forward in something. And this could have to do with, like I said, arrows of love, Cupid's arrows. It could have to do with travel. It could have to do with really any aspect. It just means basically that once you allow this, once you start allowing yourself to experience all that life has to offer, I feel for some of you, this might be overthinking. Again, that Emperor card, it's like, I'm just stuck in my mind, because it is in the mental, area here, that mindset, that internal, right? Might be for some of you overthinking, but again, what I feel is like, allow yourself to experience things instead of just being stuck in one mindset, or maybe possibly overthinking, because that overthinking is taking away from some sort of new experience. We have the parrot. Listen intently to what did I say, right? With that page and that emperor, listen in order to understand. I felt like that page was bringing something to the emperor. And again, this could be within yourself. It could have to do with an actual situation, an actual person. Time to listen instead of, just chattering on in your own mind, or having a closed mindset. It's time to actually open up and listen. We also have the panda. Stay balanced in your essence. Absolutely. When we're in a place of overthinking, when we're in a place of being closed off, we're not being balanced. And that's exactly what I feel. It's almost like the two extremes here. This page is trying to bring in this new idea. This emperor is like shut down, and there's a clash, right? So what we need to do is somehow balance out this energy. This emperor needs to listen to what this page has to say. It doesn't mean he has to go along with everything he says, but he is opening up and listening, in that way bringing some sort of sense of balance to yourself. And we have the hedgehog. Be a magnet for light, love, and joy. So again, I feel like that's just, a very just a message basically saying, again, is, look at things in a different manner, look at them in a different perspective. Even if, I'm hearing this, even if this page brings something to the emperor and the emperor listens, he might not exactly, he doesn't mean he has to completely agree with everything that page is saying, but he still loves that page. He might not like the idea. He might not like, whatever it is, but there's a place of being grateful and showing gratitude. And it's kind of like saying, okay, you know what? Maybe this idea isn't the best, but go ahead and keep thinking, son or daughter or ourselves or person around us, whatever it is. Bring me another idea, because I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to listen. And that's what I keep getting. It's like, be a magnet for that light, love, and joy, because that's when ideas, it doesn't mean you have to take every idea, but it is saying here that start opening yourself up to new things, or, removing some sort of strict mindset in order to allow that energy to flow through. We have 8 wands, right? It doesn't mean that the first one that hits you has to be what it is that you go with, but it is saying, once you allow one to come through, more are going to follow. And out of those 8, and it doesn't need to be the number 8, don't take that literally, but you know what I'm saying, is that one of those might be that broom that you're going, yes, this is it. This is it. Right? But you have to start opening up that mind first. So let's take a look into relationships for this upcoming week and seeing what is coming through. Okay, just give me 1 second here. Okay, let's take a look at relationships for Virgo for this upcoming week. Remember that relationships don't need to be romantic. They can be friends, family, co-workers. Take them as they resonate. Could even be with yourself. Okay. All right, what energy is coming through? Healthy choices, yeah. Making healthy choices in love and in life. Self-love, self-care, being happier. I love this. So for some of you, that might resonate very much with you. You may have been giving more to people around you rather than to yourself. It's time to start making, or maybe we haven't made the best choices within relationships before. Or there might have been aspects within relationships that weren't the healthiest for you. And this even could be a current relationship for those of you that are in, committed relationships. Take a look at, how it resonates with you. But I'm also getting here again, going back to that Emperor and that Page, healthy choices. When the Emperor is closed off, he's not allowing other choices. And some of those choices might be very healthy. They might be that, rejuvenation that is needed to come in, bringing happiness, right? Bringing happiness in some way. But if you're closed off, you're not receiving it. We've also got the Snake coming through. So competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman, that might resonate very much with some of you. But again, what I'm getting here is this competition might be within yourself. For some of you, this might be some sort of confirmation if you have felt that somebody around you, or maybe possibly a person of interest or a current relationship, this could be a confirmation that, and of course we're going to get some clarifying cards, but it might be that you need to make a healthier choice in regards to some sort of third-party situations, all right? It might be saying here, look at, is this really the healthiest choice for you? Whether it's you or somebody else who's involved in a third-party situation or being the one that is presenting that third-party situation, I really feel that for some of you, is this the best choice? Is this the best choice? Is this the place that you really need to go? Again, for some of you, it's also going to represent that looking over your shoulder. I feel like that Emperor coming through, this could be why you're blocked off towards something. Maybe you felt in the past that once you opened up, you felt like you had to look over your shoulder in some way, that there was some sort of competition. And so instead of allowing yourself to open up to new ideas or something new being presented to you, you just close down simply because of the fact that when you have opened up in the past, there has been a need for, there has been a competition. There has been a need for you to look over your shoulder. All right. So take a look at that, because it is saying here that might not be the healthiest choice, whatever it is. Whatever this snake relates to, it's time to look at things in a different light. Okay. Allow healthier choices to come your way at this time. And I am just not having any luck keeping these up. All right, so let's take a look at the third one that's coming through. Separation. Sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. So I do feel that for some of you, this also could be somebody that might be trying to come back in your life. Somebody that may have possibly hurt you in the past. There may have been some sort of three-party situation. Whether it was you, whether it was them, this again could be a mindset. So, take this as it resonates with you, but I feel like something is trying to come through. Somebody has been thinking about you. Somebody has been missing you. Somebody, yearning for you, but they might still be in a place of being unsure about the future. Okay. So just because they're missing you, They doesn't mean that they're quite in that place of saying, oh, okay, well, I'm ready to move forward into the future. But I do feel you may have to listen to them. And that might be why that Emperor and that Page is coming through. Again, ultimately, the bottom line is you have to make the healthy choices for yourself. And again, this doesn't need to be romantic. This can be friends, family, coworkers, maybe somebody, in your past. This could be family or friends that did you wrong in some way, or but you felt that you always had to compete with, or that you're always looking over your shoulder with. And I do feel that what I'm getting from this is that there is some sort of sense of them feeling that guilt over what it was that they had done to you. Now, are they ready to make that complete apology? It's not showing that at this point, but there is that guilt behind it. Now, if they do come through and they say, look, the way I treated you was completely wrong. I want to move forward. Okay. Again, take a look. Is that your healthiest choice? Is that something that you want? If it is, absolutely go for it. Right? But I do feel like there's a lot of elements mixing in here with that Emperor and that Page. It feels like some sort of new energy. But again, ultimately, you have to make the healthy choice for yourself. Now, it was interesting because we also did have that Eight of Wands coming through that, like I said, Cupid's arrows. People screw up. And if you can take a look at that, it doesn't mean if you're in a place of completely unforgiving or if you're not trusting the person, okay? Because we did have trust come through as well in our cards. If you feel that you can actually trust this person, maybe that is something that you need to take a look at. Everybody screws up, right? Everybody makes mistakes, and that's something that we have to remember. So is this something that you could allow? Maybe that Cupid's arrow is saying, look at, forgive the past and move forward, right? We've got that Page of Wands coming through, that young energy, that new energy coming forward. People change, people can move forward. Is that the healthiest choice? Ultimately, that's what it's going to be, the healthiest choice for you. All right. If you really miss this person as well, or whatever, again, however this is relating to you, maybe that's something that you need to take a look at. Yeah, I really miss them. I need to open my mind. Maybe I need to look at the situation in another way. But again, don't do something just because I'm suggesting it. Do it because it's the best choice for you with your heart, your mind, your soul, right? Maybe that Eight of Wands coming through from Spirit is saying another chance, or maybe even possibly letting completely go of this situation and seeking another healthy choice, a healthier choice. Maybe that's what brings in that arrows of love. Again, take it as it's resonating within your situation. Let's get some clarifying cards. I did drop a card, so just hang on a second. Let me see if I can grab it. Because one wanted to come out. All right. Seven of Pentacles is coming through. And I feel like I need to take this one. It did fall out, and this one's coming too. At Three of Wands. And we're going to go with, this is beautiful energy. It feels like doing this work or planting, it may have even planted some sort of seed. Okay, when we've got that Seven of Pentacles, either somebody or possibly you has planted a seed in some manner, like thinking about the future, dreaming about the future, planting that seed toward the future. It could even have been the matter that you worked on yourself to the point where you're now allowing things to manifest in some way. And I do feel with this Hierophant, now he can represent, like he comes through as the teacher, but it can also represent traditional relationships, right? Such as marriage, such as a deeper commitment. It can represent people or groups around you. But what I'm getting here is I feel like this was some sort of lesson or something that you needed to come through, whether it's about opening your mind up and possibly giving somebody a second chance, or releasing things from the past of what other people have done to you in order to allow something new to come in, ultimately it's about your healthy choices. And what I'm getting here is through those healthy choices, you've planted the seeds towards something new coming through. This Three of Wands is like you now are in a place, or you're going to be in a place where you can actually see this revitalization towards a healthy relationship. And again, it could be with you, could be with possibly somebody else. But it's like a renewal is coming through. But I do feel like there was some sort of lesson that needed to come through here, some sort of open-mindedness that you need to look at things in a different way, allowing that new energy to appear, not to be so closed off, allowing those arrows of love to come through in some manner. Okay, so let's get a closing message from the universe for you, Virgo, and see what is coming through with that. What beautiful energy it really is, like, because it does feel, once you open that mind, once you allow, you know, it's like, okay, I'm not going to be so closed off in my thinking, or I'm not going to look at this in with this mindset. I'm going to allow myself to open up. I'm going to allow myself to receive new messages. I'm going to allow myself to receive new energy or ideas. That's when things really start to make that movement forward. All right. There we go. What's coming through for Virgo as messages from the universe? Voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. Eight of Wands energy. Look at that. It's a voyage, right? That Eight of Wands, that's exactly what it talks about. It's that voyage towards you in some manner. In some manner. Take it as it resonates with you guys. And first light. Beginning a new cycle. It's so funny. Like, literally, that's what I kept feeling. This is the beginning of a new cycle. Once you open your mind and your heart, allowing, receiving, allowing yourself to, you know, step back a little bit and receive, you know, that energy of that Page of Wands. Allow new things to come through. Look at it with light and love instead of being completely closed off. It's the beginning. All of these new things can come through. Stop the overthinking. Stop the debating within yourself. Stop being so closed-minded towards new ideas or to new thoughts. Allow this voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. And it's the beginning of a new cycle. However that resonates with you at that time or at this time. So I would say enjoy this journey, Virgo, because it's about to really open up a new path for you. That's what I keep getting. So I truly hope that this has helped. If this reading has resonated with you, please click like. Please share my videos. Please comment below, because I really love hearing the comments. I really love hearing how it resonated with you. It makes me so happy, you know, to hear either way. Like, I love to have the comments. And please subscribe to my channel. It's truly appreciated. Thank you so much. Take care. Taurus, welcome to your energy reading for September 7th to the 14th. We're taking a look into mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships, with a closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone, and that's okay. But also check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs as well. So I am putting a link below in the description box for those of you that are interested in knowing what your other possible signs are. Okay, so if you're interested in knowing what your moon sign is and you don't know, now this link is not associated with me in any way, shape, or form. I am just putting it down there because a lot of people have been asking, how do I discover this? How do I find this out? So it's going to be down there for you, as well as links to my Facebook, my website, and my Instagram. And let's get started. Taurus, what's coming through? So for the mind, we've got the King of Cups, beautiful energy. For the body, we have Ace of Swords, and for the spirit, we have the Nine of Swords. I feel like for some of you, you're trying to get some sort of idea, you're trying to get some sort of awareness Um, the King of Cups energy. So what I'm getting here, I'm going to try to put this into words because I feel the energy and I just need to put it into the right words. What I'm getting with that King of Cups, it feels like your mind is open, you're receiving. Okay. But I'm also getting here that there might be a little bit of a fantasy mindset behind some of you. Okay, that King of Cups, usually he's very grounded, he knows his emotional stance. However, he can be a little bit more on the emotional side. What I'm getting here is that I'm receiving with this Ace of Swords energy is there's some sort of awareness coming through. It almost feels like for some of you, there might be blocks towards what it is that you're trying to manifest or what you're trying to create or what you're trying to bring through. And that could be leading to that Nine of Swords energy where you're feeling very confused, you're feeling very conflicted within yourself. What I'm also getting here is that it feels for that for some of you, there needs to be, so the King of Cups and the Ace of Swords, it's like completely different energies, okay? The Ace of Swords is very much a card of, awareness, but it also is like cutting away things that are no longer needed. So if there's some maybe an emotional attachment to something, whether this is a person, place, or thing, however it resonates with you, what I'm getting here is that they might need to be a letting go of that emotional attachment because it feels almost like that emotional attachment is bringing around that Nine of Swords energy. So just as an example, let's say you've got a particular project that's not flowing. And this could be a relationship, again, however it relates to you. It could be a mindset, all right? And this, it almost feels like it, like for me, even though he's in the water, it's for me, what I'm seeing is like his head in the clouds and he doesn't want to let go of something. He doesn't want to release something, even though it's bringing some sort of mental conflict. So even though it's like, I'm just going to, use some sort of random example here. So let's say you have a project that means like the heart to you. All right. And maybe you've even been working on it for a long time, but you just keep getting stalled or there keeps, having problems. There either needs to be a new awareness towards it. Maybe you're not allowing a new way of presenting this project. Like maybe you're so stuck on the way that this is being presented, or maybe that you want to present it, or, whatever attachment there is to it. There needs to be another perspective towards it. Maybe it's just another way of doing it, or maybe allowing something new to come through and releasing some of that emotional aspect. It's kind of like, if you were doing something in one way all the time and you're realizing, okay, like, you keep getting blocks, What I'm getting here is like, it's like you're going to this Nine of Swords energy and you're like, okay, how come this isn't working? But what spirit, what is coming through, spirit is trying to tell you is take another look at it. Maybe there's another door towards this achievement in some way. Like maybe you're just, it's almost like doing something in the same way isn't bringing about the results. And it's bringing you into this Nine of Swords energy. It doesn't mean you have to completely scrap what it is that you're heading towards. But if you're just doing that same path over and over and over again, what I'm getting is Spirit is saying, like, I'm trying to bring you some awareness and knowledge towards a different way of doing something that is going to bring about that King of Cups energy, that where you're going to feel that emotional fulfillment from this project. Because right now, you might be getting stuck, or you might be getting stalled, or you might be being held back in some way towards it. So however this relates to you, this is what I'm getting. I feel like Spirit is trying to release this Nine of Swords energy from you. It's trying to bring you some sort of new awareness, some sort of new knowledge, right? But again, that King of Cups energy. Now, for some of you, it might be that you have a very deep emotional, you might be needing to look at it from a more emotional place. Okay, so again, take that as it resonates. Maybe there needs to be more emotion towards it in order to bring about the advancement of this project or manifestation or whatever it is. Maybe you're just looking at it from a mindset of, because that Eight of Swords, it can be very, it can represent to sometimes that being stuck in a particular way. All right, maybe there needs to be that emotional toward, advancement. So again, take a look within yourself, see how this is relating to you. Is it that you need more emotional towards it, more emotional advancement towards it, or is it that there's a new way of looking at it, looking at the situation? Either way, I feel like Spirit is helping you with this release, this Nine of Swords energy release. Okay. And I'm sorry for sniffling. It has turned really cold, like overnight, and I think my body's reacting to that. And it's funny, I keep hearing from my friends. I'm in Canada, but I keep hearing from friends in the States. It's like 100 some degrees. I'm going, oh, I wish, because it's so cold today. I had to bundle up with the sweater, but I can feel it within my sniffles this morning. All right, so let's take a look at some clarification towards whatever is coming through here. So let's look at that King of Cups. We've got the Kingfisher. So be patient and focused. Yeah. It almost feels like for some of you, you might be trying to advance something. And again, that focus. Like I do feel like there's some sort of emotional attachment to something that needs to be released, and it might be a way of doing something as opposed to the actual project itself, or opposed to the actual thing. It just feels like you're so stuck in a place, like I'm just going to keep doing this because this is the way that feels good to me. But Spirit is trying to say to you, look, there's another way of doing it. It might, it might not be the way that you particularly like it, but there's a way to achieve this. But you need to have some sort of patience, some sort of focus. Look at it in a new perspective. We have the Owl. Listen. Can't make this up, guys, right? Listen to the messages of the angels, because that's exactly what I feel like they're trying to tell you. Spirit is trying to tell you something. There's a new way, there's a new perspective, a new openness. Again, it might having to remove this emotional attachment to something. And we have the Donkey. Keep your heart open no matter what. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you're closing yourself off, right? It's just removing the attachment towards it. You can still love the project. You can still love the person. You can still love whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. It's just having that attachment towards it. That Ace of Swords can be a more detached sense. So, it's kind of like, when we talk about detachment, a lot of people get scared and they say, well, I don't want to detach. If I detach, I'm going to lose it. No. Detachment is letting go of the little cords that are around it. It's like cutting away those little cords in order for a clearer picture to come through. If we have the image of, let's say, a body, let's look at my hand, pretend this is a body, and you have that one cord that's going through, which is your project or your person or relationship or whatever it is. It's like a big tube going through, and wanting to clear up all of the chakras on the inside. But if you have all of these little cords that are attached to it, that are bringing through fear and emotion, or some sort of way of doing things in a particular manner, or a mindset, whatever it is, when we have all of those, it's really blocking that huge cord that's trying to come towards you, or trying to enter and give you a deeper awareness. So we need to cut these little cords around. It doesn't mean that your heart isn't still within it, because we do have that King of Cups. It's removing the attachment to a particular way of doing something that allows you to release that Nine of Swords energy. It removes you out of that Nine of Swords energy and brings you a different clarity. Look at that. We have the Dolphin. Live joyfully in the present. Yeah, sometimes we also get caught into, again, because I did feel some sort of emotional attachment. It might have to do with the fact of doing something in a particular way, or having a mindset that is older thinking. Like it's time to release that and live in that present moment. Allow that awareness to come through. That Ace of Swords is very much a present card. It's as now. Not the past, not the future. It's having the awareness and the presence of now. We have the Tiger. Accept your magnificence. Love it. And we have the Hyena. Dare to be different. Yeah. When we're in an old mindset, we're not allowing our own magnificence to come through because we're really reliving old things from the past, right? We're reliving old behaviors, we're reliving old patterns, we're reliving old, negativity, or, to some degree, maybe even positivity. Maybe, for some people, they sort of look at things and they go, well, you know what? I did succeed in the past for this particular thing. This pattern has projected me forward, but I keep getting stalled now with that Nine of Swords energy towards something. And it might be just saying, look, yes, it might have worked in the past, but release that attachment towards it, because we're trying to bring you a new way. We're trying to open your mind towards something new. We're trying to bring you a new message that will actually maybe increase this, trifold, right? Especially if it's something that, there's a little success towards, right? But it may be not the full success. It's kind of like, oh, okay, I want to be a millionaire, but I did achieve 100,000. I'm just using that as a minor example, but you know what I'm getting at. But maybe Spirit is trying to come in and say, okay, well, if you want that million, we have to release some sort of attachments, that that set pattern, that mindset, that way of doing a particular thing, because we're trying to show you a way to get that million as opposed to staying within that 100,000. Make sense? And through that, it's also going to help with that Nine of Swords energy, because you're releasing that. You're not stuck in that mindset of going, oh, this is never going to work. I'm never going to get there, or I'm just going to keep repeating the same pattern. I'm going to repeat this procedure over and over and over again and get frustrated, and in that Nine of Swords energy where you're just feeling like anxious, paranoid. When that Nine of Swords comes in, it can talk about sometimes like paranoia. It feels like, it's things that aren't true, okay? It's like our mind is more playing with us as opposed to the reality of something, and it needs to be released. All right? Needs to be released through some sort of pattern, letting go of a pattern, letting go of a behavior, letting go of some sort of attachment to something. We have the monkey, experience all that life has to offer. So because through this is you're not really allowing that to come through, right? You're holding on to it, and that makes things difficult. You're not allowing yourself to experience all that life has to offer. You're sort of stuck in this pattern of going around and around and around, and that is not going to bring you forward. It's not going to allow you to experience all that life has to offer. Even if you've done something 100,000 times and had some sort of success with it in one way, you're not really experiencing all that life has to offer. Make sense? Okay? Sometimes new experiences, awareness, that knowledge, allowing new knowledge to come through is what is going to help us succeed. We've got the Raven. Prepare for okay, that's pretty straightforward. Prepare for change. We need to change. There's a change in a behavior, a pattern, a mindset, however that relates to you. And we have the gray squirrel. So it says, oh God, I love Spirit so much. Yeah, there you go. Find new ways of solving problems. Can't get any more clear than that. Now, I am hearing too that you can ask Archangel Raphael for help within this, okay? And this is a very simple thing. It's very much a prayer. And look at this. We have, this this infinity, right? What I'm getting is like that Ace of Swords energy, right? That Ace of Swords energy coming through. I love this. I love this. And we can ask Archangel Raphael. And it really, again, it's just a simple prayer, just saying something along the lines of, help me receive clarity towards this situation. Help me find a new way of opening up to receive that abundance that I am seeking. Help me to, remove old patterns or old behaviors or old mindsets, and then sit back and allow it to actually happen. Start receiving those new ideas. Start receiving those those new opportunities that are trying to come through, that are going to release you from that Nine of Swords energy. I love this. I absolutely love it. So let's take a look at relationships for you this week, Taurus, and see what's coming through. Okay. Okay, just give me 1 second. Relationships for Taurus for September. I'm having trouble shuffling these cards. Hang on. September 7th to September 14th. Relationships for Taurus. I actually feel I'm going to shuffle them like this. There we go. Why fight against the flow, right, guys? Okay, relationships for Taurus this upcoming week. The Chaser. Chaser is codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. Yeah, I'm actually really getting that with that King of Swords energy too. Remember, I was talking about hanging on to stuff. So if this is a relationship, now this doesn't need to be an actual romantic relationship. It can be friends, family, co-workers. It can be a relationship with yourself. I do feel, again, that King of Swords or King of Cups energy and that Ace of Swords energy, something needs to be cut away. Some sort of codependent behavior, maybe again towards a particular mindset. It could be particularly towards a person. Take it as it resonates with you. We have girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. So for some of you that might resonate, but what I'm actually really getting here is, again, moving on from and that living in the moment. Remember, we had that living in the present, okay? Staying in the present. I feel that it might even be time to go to spend some time with people that are enjoyable or that are fun for you. Maybe people that can take your mind away from things for a little bit, because I feel like for some of you, you might be so trapped in that situation or whatever it is, going around and around and around. Maybe you just need a new perspective at this time. Sometimes, even if it's just FaceTime with a friend, getting on the phone, remove yourself away from a particular project or a particular situation or an issue and just have some fun. Okay. Now, for those that are, seeking a relationship, maybe there's a person of interest. What I am getting here is make sure that you're not in the chaser mindset. Maybe what you need to do is enjoy being happily single at this point. Now, that doesn't mean that a relationship is going to come through, but when we're so focused on a particular person, or maybe the fact of having a relationship in general, what we tend to do is our energy becomes a chaser. Okay, it's chasing something, chasing a particular person, chasing a particular thing. What I'm getting here is living in that moment, living in the moment of now and recognizing your own happiness, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. So I feel like it's not that you're particularly letting go, or you're saying, okay, well, I don't want that person, or I'm not wanting a relationship. It's living in the now, enjoying you for who you are at this particular time, and allowing this energy. You can see this energy coming towards this person, because this person is in a still place. This person is in an allowing phase. It's in a place of removing attachments to something. And again, that Ace of Swords with that King of Cups coming through, I felt like a release of attachments. And we've got the mirror, mirroring each other, self-image. Relationships reflect our wounds and introspection, right? And that can also bring about that Nine of Swords energy. So take a look at what energy you're presenting this week, whether it's to yourself, whether it's to others around you, your partner, friends, family, co-workers, however it resonates with you. What energy are you holding inside of yourself? And this could be just a relationship with yourself too. Okay, this, again, it doesn't need to be particular people or anything else. This could be within yourself. What energy are you seeing when you look in the mirror? because that is the energy that you're projecting outwards. And that might be something that you truly need to take a look at. Maybe that is something that you need to, reflect upon, right? If you're in an energy of not releasing or not allowing or not in that present moment, maybe you're in holding some sort of past energy. And again, I felt like those old cords, those old attachments needed to be released from in some way. What I'm getting here is you need to really, maybe possibly stay still within yourself for a while and really look and go, okay, what is it that I am presenting outwardly, right? What am I presenting outwardly? What do I want to come through? Because again, that Nine of Swords energy is very much inside of ourselves. It is an energy of some sort of illusion, okay? It's like us getting trapped within our own mindset, our own thoughts, and not seeing things as they truly are. And that's what that mirror is asking you to do. It's looking at things as they truly are, not as what you wish to see them. And what energy are you projecting, as you're going through this? All right, so let's get, I felt like this. Yeah, Two of Swords, because it does put you in a place of being stagnant, right? And that stagnancy can bring about that Nine of Swords energy. Things aren't moving. Something needs to be released. Something needs to be cut away from. Something needs to have some sort of detachment in order for the movement to start moving, in order to come through. And again, it's like staying in the present. It doesn't mean that you don't focus upon your dream, but you focus upon your dream as the ultimate result of what it is that you're trying to achieve. Not the little tiny steps, not the things that could go wrong, not the things that could possibly happen, because those should be in the present moment. Take things as they come. Right? If a problem comes through, you deal with it, right? But if you're starting to focus in on it, then you're going to start projecting that. And that's what that mirror is talking about. It's like that stagnancy, releasing the energy. Now, stagnant is different than being present. Stagnant is not moving forward. Stagnant is being stuck because of our minds. Moving forward or staying in the present is allowing and receiving energy from the universe. It's allowing ourselves to recognize and be gracious and have gratitude towards what it is that we already have. And that's where you need to be. We also have the Devil coming through. Yeah, because it's really holding you back. There needs to be a release in some way towards this energy is what I'm getting. This mirror. All right. What do you see when you look in the mirror? What parts of yourself do you want to release? Now, it doesn't mean that you're all bad or anything like that. I'm not saying that in any way, but there might be some sort of element that really needs to be cut away from, something that is bringing about this energy that could even be possibly obsession, right? Because that chaser energy, obsession, possession, is there something that you're not allowing yourself to just move away from or release at this time in order to release that stagnancy as well? And we've got the Queen of Cups. So interesting, because we had the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, right? These are very beautiful emotional energies. And I feel like there is something that wants to come towards you, right? But again, that release. What do you see? What do you see? That Queen of Cups, she's very psychic. Now, she can be a little dramatic too, right? Is there something within that? She has a lot of good positive intuition, but sometimes she overfills her cup with things that aren't completely within this reality. All right, she's very emotional. She has a lot of emotion. Is that something that you need to take a look at? Just because you have a lot of emotion towards something, maybe there needs to be a release towards it as well, a detachment, in order to allow it to come to fruition. So let's get a closing message from the universe and see what is coming through at this time for that as well. Let's get a closing message from the universe. I feel like Spirit is saying, look we want to bring you what it is that you're desiring. But it almost feels like you're fighting against universe at this time too. It's like you just have to open up, allow it to come through. Take a step back. Just take a step back this week. Really take a look in that mirror, look at the reflection, because universe is saying you're magnificent. You know, step into your magnificence this week. Step into who you truly are inside. You are magnificent. You are loving. You are, you know, this truly beautiful creature, right? And I'm not calling you a creature for those of you that, you know, are going to complain about that. But you know what I'm getting at, right? You have this beautiful, beautiful energy. Let it come through. You are magnificent. That's what I keep hearing. But you have to allow Spirit to show you how magnificent you truly are. That's what I keep getting. All right. Overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. Look at that. Beautiful energy. And we have staying focused. Hold the course. Absolutely. Again, if we're not releasing some sort of attachment to things that are no longer serving us, we're releasing that attachment to a particular way of doing things. All right. What it's doing is, you know, it holds us back. What Spirit is saying is really hold that course. Hold the idea of what it is that you want to achieve, but let go of how you receive it, how it comes to you, how you accomplish it. We're going to bring it to you, but recognize your own magnificence. You can overcome anything, and this is what you have to remember. Don't continue putting obstacles in your way, because we're trying to remove them. We're trying to remove the obstacles, and you stick them back in the place. So it's like you're sticking them back in the path, right? Look at that path. So let us remove them and keep them gone. And stay focused. Focus on what it is that you're desiring, you're trying to manifest, what it is that you're trying to bring through. Stay within that outcome, but let all of this other stuff just slip away. Release some sort of attachment to it and let us bring it forward to you. All right? So I truly hope that that has helped, Taurus. If this reading has resonated with you, please click like, please share, please comment below, because I love to hear your comments. And please subscribe to my channel because it's truly appreciated. Have an amazing week and take care.